Hello, everybody, and this is going to be part two of the top 10 Billy Talent songs of all time. I am Dystro. I am the other half of the Reckless Paradise podcast. A few weeks ago, we were going to do, me and Marissa, we were going to do our picks for top 10, and it ended up on my end like the Wi-Fi or something was going down. So we got part one with Marissa. So I'm gonna be doing my side of the top tens that I enjoyed as a vivid listener of rock and roll, and I've gotten into Billy Talent because of Marissa. So I'm gonna go through my top 10, and hopefully some of these I do probably hopefully uh, match with Marissa because we listen to all the albums by now. By the time this comes out, so number 10 is "Try Honesty" from Billy Talent 1. It hits so hard, like every song on their album, it hits emotionally, physically, I mean, probably even spiritually. Um, so number 10 is "Try Honesty" from the first album, which that was a really, really good album. I highly recommend it if you've never heard of Billy Talent or you're just getting into Billy Talent. Go on YouTube or on Spotify, whatever you listen to. Pandora, I really don't know. So yeah. Number 9 is from Billy Talent 3, Saint Veronica. It was a really good song. I'm probably going to say that for all of these. Saint Veronica, it hits kind of different because it's like I hadn't heard their third album. I hadn't heard any of their albums until now. Um, so it was kind of like change. It was like a good change of pace. I think every album has a good change of pace. Change of pace. Even to their newest album to this day. Number 8 is "Tears into Wine," which it kind of reminds me of. I can't think of another song, but it kind of just like has like a very hard sounding to it. It's not like heavy metal, but very very good sound, and I just love every single song. "Judged" by Crisis of Faith. It's like one of their fastest songs on the album. It's just some people in this world are just tired of being judged and being like judged for what they look like and what they come from and all that stuff. Number 6 is "River Below" from Billy Talent 1. "River Below" was like one of the first songs that I've ever listened to by Billy Talent, and then "Try Honesty" was the second one. And it's funny because it's like my co-host Marissa, like I think two or 2 or 3 years ago, she had gotten into Billy Talent, and it helped her like get through hard times, and it helped her get through hardships. When she was feeling down, she would listen to her favorite band in the world, and I think they owe her like a lot of not like uh, membership, but like just being there for her, like in trying times. "Red Flag" is number 5. It's kind of like like an anthem, like we don't need like a lot of like we don't need a lot of things in this life, but it's like we don't want to take this life for granted. And "Red Flag" is like it's like very very fast paced, very heavy, and not like that in a lot of songs. Not a lot of songs on this list. It got me into it. But it's like we'll get to that when I get to honorable mentions. Um, it's very interesting. Some songs, like, people will say, like, well, like, I like Saint Veronica a lot more. It's like, you like what you like, like, I'm not gonna be, preaching to the high choir, being like, well, this is like my favorite song off that album and stuff like that. It's like, these are just my top 10 picks, what I've listened to, what I've heard, and, like, take with that what you will, take with a grain of salt. This Suffering, number 4, from Billy Talent 2. I've actually heard this song on a video way before I ever got into Billy Talent. It was very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very, very emotional. Because, like, some people, they suffer in trying times, and it's kind of weird. Like, like some bands nowadays, like, they just do it for the money. They just don't care about their fans and all that stuff. But it's like some of these bands, like, they reach out to their fans and being like, hey, like, we want to bring you to this show coming up in Messina or something, and just being like there, like, just to witness it live. It probably is like a lot of cool moments, because it's like, you get to see your favorite band live, get to be within a crowd, like, just trying not to get sick, but yeah, all of these songs, like, they hit me emotionally or spiritually or physically, because it's like, I've listened to, like, a lot of songs over my lifetime, like, over many, many years, and this band, it's really, really good. They're really, really good at what they do, and they have a huge fan base in Canada, in the US, and in UK. And they didn't get it's like they didn't get where they are now, because, of a stroke of luck. They got there where they are now because of their fan base. And it's like, I appreciate all that fan base for Billy Talent. Number 3 is Surprise Surprise from Dead Silence. It's like, me and Marissa, we just finished that like 2 days ago. The whole Dead Silence album, and again with Surprise Surprise, it's kind of like very fast and hard hitting. Which that's why I said, like, I like in a lot of music today. It's like, it keeps me interested in a song, and not like a very slow song. It's like, it's just gonna bore me sometimes. Like, some of my favorite groups are like Good Charlotte and Breaking Benjamin and stuff like that. It's like, yes, like, they have very slow songs, but it's like, it keeps me interested with all their other songs, like, fast and hard hitting. Number 2 is the Reckless Paradise from Crisis of Faith. It's the name of our podcast, Reckless Paradise Podcast. Follow us on Spotify, and follow us on the Reckless Paradise Podcast on YouTube. Because sometimes we're gonna be podcasting on here on Anchor, and then it's gonna be uploaded to YouTube, because of YouTube exclusives, like Marissa said in the last time on her side with the top 10 songs. And then number 1 is Fallen Leaves from Billy Talent 2. Now, this song has gotten me through some, like, tough times as well. Like, I bet, like, a lot of people say that, but it's gotten me through some anxiety times. It's gotten probably, like, her as well, like, through some tough times, because, like, we can always relate to any of these songs, and, like, be like, like, I relate to that lyric, or I relate to that verse or something. Um, it's just, like they're a very well grounded group, and not a lot of people take them for granted. Which they shouldn't, because it's like, they're so fucking good. Um, so yeah, that was my top 10 Billy Talent songs. I have a few honorable mentions though. Diamond on a Landmine from Billy Talent 3. Stand Up and Run from Dead Silence. Definition of Dynasty from Billy Talent 3. Viking Death March from Dead Silence. Crooked Mind from Dead Silence. And Man Alive from Dead Silence. So, I wanted to end on this on a positive note. I wanted to say thank you to Marissa for believing in me and believing that we can do this through tiring times with the pandemic and all that stuff. Because this was just a regular guy just throwing something out there to one of his friends, which was Marissa. Just being like, hey, like we could do a podcast on anything and everything. It's kind of like Seinfeld. Like, it's just a whole show about nothing. It's just like we just say what we want to say, we speak what we want to speak, and like whatever comes in our minds, we just do it. And like 3 episodes in, it's like we talked about death, life, wrestling, and music, and we're going to be talking about like a lot more. We might be in the works of getting a professional wrestler, getting a professional wrestler in to talk about his indie career, kind of soon. We just don't know when, because he's got a message Marissa on Instagram. I don't know when he'll ever do that, but we'll be very happy to have him on board and talk to him about his wrestling career and where he grew up and stuff like that. I know she's probably gonna be mad about this, but like Marissa, it's like we are going to embarrass the hell out of you when we get this guy on. So yeah, that was my top 10 Billy Talent songs for my side. This was part 2 of that story. Thank you so much for listening and or watching the video when it does come out, and I hope y'all have a good and blessed day.